Hi, it's Emily here from the blog and YouTube channel Pineapple Farmhouse, and today I'm going to show you how to make homemade mayonnaise with an immersion blender. Homemade mayonnaise is much healthier and tastier than store-bought. However, the technique of emulsifying the egg with the oils can be a little bit tricky, and I for one have had my fair share of mayo making fails. But recently I came across the method to use an immersion blender and a mason jar to make mayonnaise, and let me tell you, it is so simple and easy. Even the first time cook can attempt making mayo this way. So the key ingredients for making homemade mayonnaise are of course eggs, oil, lemon, mustard, garlic and salt and pepper. You can also add honey if you prefer a sweeter mayo. And don't worry, the full recipe card for this particular recipe I'll be making today can be found over on the blog. So just head down to the description box below where you'll find a link to my homemade mayo recipe. Now I do want to talk a little bit about the oil. The oil that I like to use for my homemade mayo is this sunflower oil that I get from Amazon. It is fully organic, it is GMO free, and it's expeller-pressed, which means that it's not refined and there's no heat used in the processing of this oil. So it's a really healthy choice, and it also delivers a really mild flavour in the mayo. So what you can find is recipes online that include olive oil and avocado oil. I personally found those mayos to be very bitter and not really to my taste. However, I found with the sunflower oil, it really does have that beautiful mild taste you're looking for in a mayo or even a salad dressing. So let's get started. First of all, I'm just going to juice my lemon. And if you do keep your eggs in the fridge, make sure you pop them out of the fridge about half an hour before you start cooking, because you do want to be working with nice room temperature eggs for this recipe. I need about a tablespoon of lemon juice. I'll just juice that now. So then just add your egg to the jar. And we'll just separate that second egg, because I just want to use the egg yolk of this second egg. That's going to help the mayo to emulsify, which means come together and be really thick and rich and creamy. So I'll pop that in there. As I said, I'll keep this aside for another time. Okay, I'm going to add a tablespoon of my lemon juice. That. Another ingredient that helps your mayo come together and emulsify is the mustard. So I'm going to use a teaspoon of mustard. This is a homemade fermented whole grain mustard. So if you'd like to see the recipe for that on my YouTube channel, please comment below and I'll see if there's enough interest and I'll put that together. But basically any mustard will be fine for this recipe. Okay, I'm going to add 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic. If you wanted to make this a aioli mayo, go ahead and add a little bit more, but I just like to add a little bit of garlic for the taste. And 1/4 teaspoon of salt. When I make this mayo at home, I don't measure, I just add until I'm happy. But I just wanted to give you the measurements just for a starting point, but please go ahead and make it your way. And just finally some cracked black pepper to taste. Okay, so we're just going to whisk that up with a fork. And we're ready to add our oil. So I'm going to add a cup of my oil. And don't worry, this oil is just going to naturally sit on top and separate from the egg. Ready for us to start the blending and emulsifying process. So the great thing about using the emulsifier and a jar technique is that there's less dishes to wash. We're going to be making, storing and serving the mayo all in the same dish. Okay, and now this is where the magic begins. So I'm going to take my stick mixer here. I'm going to place it right to the bottom of my jar and I'm going to give it a really good blend. And once that sort of changes colour and starts to become quite white and light in colour, like a mayo colour, then I'm going to very slowly lift my immersion blender, and that's going to allow the oil sitting on top of the immersion blender to slowly stream in and mix with the egg solution. So the bottom is quite light and white in colour now, so I'm going to just slowly lift my immersion blender. And what I hope to see is just a little stream of the oil coming down the side of the jar. There it is. So there you can see just a little stream of oil coming down the side of the jar here, and that's exactly what we want. So we'll just keep blending until all the oil has incorporated and there's no oil left on the surface. And if I notice the stream has stopped trickling down, I'll just lift my immersion blender a little bit to recommence that process. Okay, so all that oil is in. I'm going to just lift it up and down a few times blending just to make sure everything's well incorporated. And there you have it, a beautiful thick and rich mayo. And that is ready to use on your favourite dishes, whether that be fish or a sandwich. It's absolutely delicious and so versatile. Don't forget to pop over to the blog pineapplefarmhouse.com for the full recipe. And if you love this video and would like to see more, please hit that subscribe button. I aim to make a new video and blog each week. Thanks for following along.